Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Um, this will be the LSU 2021 prediction. Obviously, you can tell by the last 3 years, 10-3, the greatest team of all time, 15-0, and then the recovery of 5-5 after losing all those players from 2019, which I believe was actually a good job. And I feel like in any other season, in non-COVID, your non-conference games, blah blah blah. I think that team could have gone 8-4, and I think that's a hell of a job after how much they've lost going into that season. And what do you know? Most of them are coming back this year. I got LSU rated as the fifth most talented team in the SEC because there's so much freaking talent there. And I got them second in returning production. Well, Bill Connolly does. And let's preview the schedule. Sorry, here we go. They start off at UCLA, home against McNeese or McNeese State or whatever, home against Central, at Mississippi State, home against Auburn, at Kentucky, home against Florida, at Ole Miss, at Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana Monroe, and Texas A&M. Last three are at home. So per usual, we'll go game by game. So you got it at UCLA. UCLA's got a hell of a lot of talent coming back. They're going to be a very talented team. But I think there's a difference between Pac-12 talent and SEC talent. And though it's at UCLA, I think LSU's going to win this game. Like I said, I think there's just a big difference between SEC talent and Pac-12 talent. Now, your next two games are easy dubs. And then you go on the road to at Mississippi State. It's so small. I think this is a revenge game for LSU, and I think you get the win. Though you seem like you got smacked last year, it was the first game, COVID year. You don't get those warm-up non-con games. I don't know. I'm just really high on this LSU team this year, and I think they get the revenge. It seemed like Mississippi State, though they threw for a bunch of yards against them last year, the final score wasn't as big as you would have thought. Now, LSU probably scored late in that game, but I remember the opening. It seemed like Mississippi State was up 100-0, and I think the final score was like 63-48. So I think LSU's going to be able to put up some points, but I just think it comes down to how good this LSU defense is, and I think with the amount of talent they have coming back, LSU should. Though Mississippi State's defense is going to be good, and though it's on the road, I just think big revenge factor, and LSU just basically gets it done. Next is home against Auburn. Auburn's got the whole new coaching staff coming in. I got them rated as one of the worst talented teams in the SEC. They got a decent amount coming back, not a whole lot, but a decent amount. And obviously they have Bo Nix coming back. But with this being in Death Valley, I think you can get the win. It's just so hard to win in Death Valley. And like I said, I'm just really high on LSU this year. Next is on the road against Kentucky. I have LSU winning that one. I could see this one being an upset just because Kentucky just seems to be a team or two, kind of like an Iowa State or something, just beating some teams that they're really not supposed to beat. And with the whole new, they got a whole new regime coming in this year, so they're trying to go to spread offense. And I just think it's still kind of a tad early for that offense to be flowing for Kentucky, and I just think LSU's talent will just kind of take over that game, and Kentucky kind of lost more than they usually do this year. So it's just kind of a fresh start. Depends who the quarterback is between Joey Gatewood and Will Levis. I don't know. I just think this year under Kentucky is going to kind of be like almost, I wouldn't say rebuild, but just a whole new offensive scheme, and defense will probably still be good, but talent in this game will probably win you the game. Next is home against Florida, big rivalry game in Death Valley. Though I have Florida as a more talented team. I just think they lost so much from last year, like almost LSU bad from 2019. And I don't think Dan Mullen's a good enough recruiter to replace those players. I don't think Amari Jones is a good enough quarterback. And I have LSU winning this game. I really just don't trust Florida this year at all. and their best team was last year, and they still lost 3 or 4 games. So I just don't see them going to Death Valley in the middle of the season and win. And I think LSU is ready to rumble at this point. Now that I say that, here comes LSU going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss, crap ton of talent for an Ole Miss team. A lot of returning production. I'm on the Lane train, and I think Lane gets it done and upsets. Well, I wouldn't consider it upset because I'm really high on Ole Miss this year too. And I just think they're going to be able to outscore you, and I think Ole Miss's defense will be even better last year. Even though they didn't have a good defense last year, I think their defense can be better. And their offense, I just think is too good to stop, and tough place to win. I mean, even Saban's tripped up there, so tough place to win. Lane train, a lot of returning production, a lot of talent, but it's the SEC. So, anyways, that's a loss. Then you got a road game against Bama, loss. Bama being Bama, right? Now I could see this being a close game, but I could also see this being another 24-0 shutout. But I got a feeling it'll be kind of more of a shootout, except Bama comes up on top, just because I don't think, though LSU has a lot returning, I don't think you're going to see a 2019 difference. You might see a 2018 kind of LSU team, but not like a 2019 Joe Burrow lining up the whole SEC and the whole country. Next is home against Arkansas. You should be able to win that game. I mean, Arkansas is probably the second least talented team outside of Vanderbilt. They have a good amount returning, but second year under Sam Pittman, late in the season at Death Valley, potentially a night game, win. Louisiana Monroe, probably the worst, one of the worst group of 5 teams. That should be an easy win, especially getting ready, preparing for Texas A&M. So final game, rivalry, home against Texas A&M. Texas A&M is gonna be pretty good this year too. I do have you losing this game. That's only because I have you beating Kentucky and Florida and Mississippi State. I just think between like those 4 games, I think you could swap Texas A&M in for one of those as a win. That's a rough schedule, you know. Though you pulled Kentucky from the East, Kentucky's always a tough battle. Florida's going to be a tough battle, but Florida just lost too much. That's why I picked you to beat Florida, and I think being at Mississippi State, being early in the year, but having enough games behind you, I just think revenge factor is a big key for Ed Orgeron. And Ed knows he needs to win, or else he probably will get fired because 5-5 doesn't cut it. But it was also COVID year, and I think in a regular year, like I said, that team probably goes 8-4, 9-3. So I could also see you losing to UCLA if UCLA's talent actually is what it reflects from 24/7 and all that. But like I said, Pac-12 talent seems to be way different than SEC, Big Ten, you know, all that. And I already reviewed Mississippi State. Auburn, I don't know. I just don't trust Bo Nix. That's why I don't ever see them losing to Auburn, and it's the home game. I could potentially see you beating Ole Miss, but I just think Ole Miss's offense is too good. And yeah. And obviously you could beat Texas A&M, but the reason I went with Texas A&M is because, like I said, the tough schedule, and I have you beating the other 3, but Texas A&M is probably, though the numbers don't show it, they're probably the most talented out of those 4 between Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Florida. So that being said, LSU 9-3, 5-3. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. I want to hear what you guys think of LSU. Like I said, I'm pretty high on them. I think their win total is at like 8 right now. But I'll go over. I'll do over and under videos. Probably at the start of August. Anyways, that's it. That's for a different day. So, like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.